Before I get started with this, I have to give a shout out to Light Visions for posting this story in the Discord. And let me tell you right now, to those of you who are in the military, please do not do what this dummy did in the picture that you see before you. So this woman's name is Jessica Elaine Trail Smith. She is an Army veteran, and for the stunt that she pulled, she's about to most likely be discharged with a dishonorable discharge anyway, because she took it upon herself to steal military gear out of Fort Hood. Yes, that Fort Hood. She stole military gear out of Fort Hood. And to give you an estimate or a number, she stole $2.1 million worth of military gear. And for her crime, she has been sentenced to 18 months in jail for that crime. She's lucky that's all she got. But let's go ahead and get into it. An Army veteran who was facing up to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to participating in the theft of $2.1 million worth of military gear from Fort Hood received a prison sentence plus a hefty restitution payment. During a remote hearing on Tuesday afternoon, Jessica Elaine Trail Smith, age 30, was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Drew Tipton to 18 months in prison, followed by 2 years of probation. Tipton ordered that Smith must pay nearly $1.3 million as a restitution to the U.S. Army. While in prison, she will have to pay $25 per quarter and then $250 a month once she is released. At a rate of $250 per month, it would take more than 400 years to pay off nearly $1.3 million. She also will have to pay the U.S. $100 as a quote-unquote special assessment. Now, look at all the stuff that she has to pay while she's in jail and when she gets out. This woman is about to go into debt going into prison, and she's going to be in more debt when she gets out of prison. $25 a quarter. That may not seem like much, but when you're not making consistent money, it's a lot, because that's going to add up. Especially that part when she has to pay $250 a month when she gets out. That's crazy. A co-defendant in the case, Nathan Nichols, who has pled guilty and is set to be sentenced in October, also will contribute to paying the restitution amount. Smith, Nichols, and another person were accused of stealing dozens of Army thermal scopes as well as night vision goggles and other equipment from Fort Hood. They were caught after the high dollar gear turned up for sale on eBay. Why in the world would you put that stuff up for sale on eBay? As I guess they figure nobody, in their eyes, in their mind, that nobody really uses eBay like that anymore. I beg to differ. eBay gonna be here for a while. Even though Amazon is like the king of e-commerce, eBay, is gonna be around still for a while. Like, they were dumb for putting the stuff up on eBay. They were dumb for putting it online. And even more dumb for stealing it. Like, really, there's no levels of anti-dumb that goes along with this story. It's just dumb people all the way around. On April 5th, Smith pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to defraud the U.S. As a part of the plea agreement, a second count in the indictment was dismissed, according to federal court records. Smith, who has been incarcerated at the Arkansas County Detention Center in Rockport for the past 10 months, was given a chance to speak to the judge before being sentenced. "I want a better reality," Smith said. "I want to do better in life, and I'll never be in this situation again." She apologized to the government, her Army unit, and her family. "I know my apology does not absolve me, but I will seek forgiveness from everyone involved and forgiveness from myself," Smith said. Smith's federal public defender, who also argued for some leniency in the case. She got financially desperate because she had 2 children that she was trying to provide for, said Lila Michelle Garza with the federal public defender's office in Corpus Christi. She knows she made a mess of things and put her family in even worse straits. She's trying to make up for the mistakes she made by assisting the government. She's cooperated from the very beginning. Well, here's the thing. A lot of times when it comes to situations like this, and they always try to do the thing of finding sympathy, like in this case, her being a mother and her having kids to look after. We understand, like, you understand why she did what she did, but at the same time, look at the amount of money that she racked up, or at least in gear, how much it came out to. It was millions of dollars. So you gotta ask the question, where does reality and fallacy separate themselves? Where's the divide at? Because on one hand, she says she's doing it because she was trying to provide for her children, but on the other hand, with how much they stole and it racking up to millions of dollars in gear, you got to ask yourself how much of that was for her own personal gain. Because not all of that was for just her children. Unless her children were living in some kind of luxurious place somewhere where it costs a lot to make sure that they maintain a certain quality of life, then to me, she was doing this to be greedy. And that's one thing I don't like, is if that's the case, do not use your children as a pawn to try to get yourself out of a situation that you put yourself in. A third co-defendant has been charged in the federal conspiracy case. Brandon Dominic Brown, who, like Smith, was an Army veteran working as a contractor on post, pled not guilty on November 29, 2021. His case is set for a jury trial on September 6 in Tipton's court. All three cases are being heard in the Southern District of Texas in Corpus Christi. According to the U.S. prosecutor, Smith, Brown, and Nichols were players in a scheme to steal and then use the internet to sell thermal scopes, night vision goggles, and military radios. It was a smash and grab, said Assistant U.S. Attorney Joel Stacey Dunn on Tuesday. They took whatever they could get. The Army's investigation began after it was discovered on June 17, 2021, that the locks had been cut on 17 Koenigs shipping containers on Fort Hood. An audit showed that 137 items were missing: 72 scopes, 60 radios, 3 night vision devices, and 2 receiver transmitters. An investigator searched the internet to see if he could identify the stolen property advertised for resale. He found a thermal scope for sale on eBay for $4,500 and was able to match the serial number to the Fort Hood theft. The same person, who later was determined to be Nichols, had other items listed for sale that matched the serial numbers of the goods from Fort Hood. Investigators checked surveillance videos of the access gate, which allegedly shows Smith entering Fort Hood twice on the night of June 16, 2021, and a man whom police said is Brown entering once on June 16th and again on June 17th. Police used cell phone data to determine that Smith traveled to Nichols' home in Corpus Christi on June 17, 2021, a few hours after the alleged theft. Brown told police that he had bolt cutters and met with Smith at the crime scene, but that he didn't like the plan and left the location, according to court documents. Smith, on the other hand, told investigators that it was Brown who entered the yard, broke the locks on the shipping containers, and threw the stolen items over the fence to Smith, who then put them in the car for transport to Corpus Christi. Police said that she paid Brown $5,000 for his part in the alleged theft, and I'm very sure that that money that was paid most likely came from the money that they made off of eBay, because I'm willing to guarantee that they were able to sell some of their items online. And see, that was very dangerous for them to do, because this was not like some cosplay or some stuff you could just buy at a regular store. This was military gear that was given to them by the U.S. government. So when you put it all into perspective like that, she was selling, her and these 2 other people were selling off U.S. government property to the masses that were not supposed to have access to it. So it makes her and those other 2 look like traitors. And it almost goes into the realm of them looking like spies or some kind of agent, like a plant that was put there to do this. So when you put all of that in together, she is very lucky that all she got was 18 months in prison. And she's even more lucky that the original sentence was only going to be 5 years, because for what she did, if she was in anybody else's courtroom who would not have taken any type of pity on her, her sentencing would have probably been no less than 10 years at the minimum, even with a plea deal. So when you think of all of that, what she did, she's extremely lucky that she got what appears to be a slap on the wrist. And honestly, that's what it is. I don't know what the consequences are going to be for the other 2, because they're really focusing on her. But yeah, going back to my other point, she was doing this for herself. She was not doing this for her kids. That's the pawn that they threw her. They use her kids as a pawn so they could get sympathy from the judge and whoever else was there. But she wasn't doing that for her kids. In that moment, she was thinking of herself. And like I said, that money that she paid this person is $5,000. I'm willing to bet came from something that they sold on eBay. But yeah, I don't feel nothing for her. I don't even feel nothing for her co-conspirators at all. Let her do these 2+ years. I think it's like 2.5 years. Let her do that time. Make her pay that money. And it is what it is. The next time she'll think not to do that ever again. Like, that was very reckless and quite dangerous what she was doing. But that's going to end my commentary when it comes to this story right here. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like and share and subscribe if you are new. Make sure you have that bell click so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. And also be sure to have your notifications turned on your mobile devices as well.